Is Intel and AMD the reason why we don't see any other chips made for these types of systems? Let me explain. Back in the day, when Intel designed the x86 architecture, AMD came and they built on that to design the x64 architecture, which, well, all of us use today. That's all good and well, but back in the day, AMD was going to be taken over by another company, and Intel, well, they didn't like that. So they set some agreement terms that stated that if any of the companies ever get taken over, that the entire licensing agreement can be null and void. That was just because they didn't like the company that was going to take over AMD. But now, just a few years later, the exact opposite has happened, and now Intel might actually be on the verge of being taken over because they are crashing faster than Humpty Dumpty could fall down the wall. The one thing that bothers me is, though, if they have an agreement between the two that only those two companies can use the x64 and x86 architecture, does that then mean that any other company that wants to create CPUs cannot do that for, well, normal day-to-day systems because they are just physically not allowed to? Isn't that like kind of monopolizing this whole industry? What do you think?